Mao was now the supreme leader of China, and in his eyes, the country's future as a socialist utopia was assured. He was now seen as a godlike figure by the Chinese people, and his power was never greater.
Sometimes we get drawn into the world of hate. Sometimes we begin to isolate a group of people based on the actions of a select few. You see, many people are going down a path and thinking Crystalis Chronicles simply hates Chinese Dota players and loves Pinoys. We only care about Pinoy players. Well, that is not true. We respect every single type of player. In fact, a bit more precisely, we tell a narrative, a story, based on a perspective that is most valid.
We really can't have poor people. Money is important, so that's another reason we need communism.
You see, the story about Cuckoo, for example, he was banned for saying 2 words. In the United States or the Western culture, you don't get banned for saying such things. It just doesn't happen. But in China, the government felt like they should do something, and therefore Valve forced to kick him. However, not all Chinese Dota players are in that boat. You see, there are some Chinese people, some players that play with passion, that love the game, that have some sort of impact in a way that's unbelievable. This is why I'm going to give a story on a very unique player, a player that stands out by himself, a humble dude, a caring guy who literally just plays Dota as his primary game. This is a story of the most outstanding mid player in Chinese history. Yes, it's a story of Paparazi, who currently plays for VG Gaming.
Paparazi is your 2-time 1v1 DAC champion.
Paparazi becomes the first back-to-back solo mid-champion of China. But he didn't just end up there. His story roots back, way back, to the Invictus Gaming days, where he used to play for the subpar team. Not the main team, but the second tier team. Despite being a youngin', despite being inexperienced, despite playing for a subpar team, Paparazi continued to believe himself. He kept persevering, he kept pushing his limits. He felt like he could become the best player in China. Now Crystalis wants to give you 1 second to soak that all in. To be a young kid and to believe in yourself when others completely don't. That's what Paparazi did. In fact, by believing himself so much, Paparazi would become the first 8K MMR player in Chinese Dota history.
With no creep wave, he just calls it. He understands he doesn't have the positioning. The kill belongs to him, and Paparazi will take the 1v1 tournament here at DAC 2017.
That was actually quite the riveting comeback. After being down first blood, he still comes back to beat Miracle. Wow.
Never give up, never surrender.
What a god.
What makes Paparazi special is that he plays both mid laner as well as a carry laner. That means that he can play 1 or 2 positions, mix or match. He's very similar to Liquid Miracle, as Miracle plays both mid and carry role. But unlike Miracle, unlike Sumail, unlike SCCC, unlike anyone in the world, what makes Paparazi stand out the most is that he wins DAC solo 1v1 mid championship, not just once at 2017, but also twice. Yes, he defends his title successfully at 2018 DAC solo mid championship.
Oh, Paparazi is your 2-time 1v1 DAC champion.
It goes to prove that although he's the youngest, not the most experienced player, but when it comes to lane, when it comes to 1v1, when it comes mano y mano, oh, it's a wrap. It doesn't matter who you are. Miracle, I've taken you down. Sumail is too easy for me. He is a legend because he's that good. Now this is a huge accomplishment as a solo player, but what had he accomplished as a team? What did he do? You see, even though he was such a strong and dominant player, he would win his lane almost in every game, even professional games. His team wasn't well built around him. They didn't know how to use him. In fact, IG Vitality failed to use him badly. First, they had Super as their drafter, who failed miserably. Then they used In July, another drafter, and he failed as well. So IG Vitality did not know how to use Paparazi, the shining light of Chinese Dota. He was what you can say the faker of Chinese Dota. He was that respectable. He was so good. Now, going on, as years progress, right now he's about 22 years old. He finally gets picked up by VG Gaming, VG. Now, VG Gaming, unlike any other team, decides to do everything dependent, revolved around paparazzi. You see, VG Gaming has a coach named ROTK, who I talked about before, who's a very outspoken guy who used to play a lot of Dota before. Well, now he's a coach for VG Gaming, and he dominantly makes a team, a solid draft, revolved around paparazzi and his strengths. If paparazzi can play a Morphling very well, let him play a Morphling. The rest of the team will provide support and aid. If paparazzi can play a Terrorblade, the rest of the team will support him and provide aid. Now, ROTK realized this, unlike any other coach in the Chinese region. And now he is putting paparazzi's playmaking ability, his decision-making, his carry abilities to light. Now, to this day, we are seeing paparazzi become one of the best, if not the best, carry in the Dota world. This is why at the premier tournament at Dream League Season 11, paparazzi and Team VG Gaming, they destroy everyone.
Ramsey's got doppelganger again, dodges the waveform, turns around, the Hex is there, the Shackles as well, they're looking at paparazzi down about another doppelganger, Ramsey's continuing to jump and chase down paparazzi, but now he's been Hexed, tries to get up to the high ground, but the run of Atos, they've caught out the PL, he's dead without buyback, GG is called.
Every single team, they go through the upper bracket and just demolished everyone. Not a single team stood in their way. They go on to win the championship. Now, this is a story of paparazzi. In the beginning, I said he's a humble dude and he's a caring dude. Well, at the PGL interview, paparazzi revealed that when he used to play for Invictus Gaming Vitality and would scrim against the main team, he would not want to really defeat the main team. He would just try to learn from them. You see, he would try to benefit them at the cost of his own. He cared about other people's success just as much as he did for his own. And another example of his humbleness or his beautiful inner self is exemplified by this.
Were you expecting to win that tournament, the 1v1?
没有吧，就是当时，反正没有遇到，就是想让自己尽力打吧。
When he won the mid solo champion, he didn't even expect to win. He thought he wasn't even that good. That's how humble he is. He's not an arrogant brat. And this is why he was able to win and shock the world. Because he accepted the fact that, hey, maybe I'm not the greatest, but I can try to play. Try to be the best. And that's what he continues to do. You see, paparazzi is an example of a good Chinese person, a good Chinese player, a guy that, you know, doesn't care about the racist aspects or the hate that comes with the game, but just plays the game because he loves it. He loves Dota too. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. This is Crystalis, and I'm out.
I don't think you're going to win by pushing the tower in this matchup.
No, you are not. But he's finding better positions. Like that first little attempt he had over on Miracle, trying to force him almost into the battle.
Oh, I've tried to erase that from my memory, Toby. Don't remind me.
There's a person on the panel who I'm fairly certain can't erase that from his memory. Paparazzi now going to turn for the orb. Shift dodges from both sides. First silence is out, so you'll have to stand there and fight it, but Miracle's going to have heads up with a dream call. Miracle so low. Will it be enough? Yes, he will. The one touch will keep him alive, but Paparazzi the down. Miracle will still get it. He's able to connect with the orb, and we're going to a decider.
Guy right here.
He has to drag the creep wave down. Like, there's no other choice. The damage from Paparazzi is still hitting in hard, but Miracle can't really stop it, so he has to come out and properly contest Paparazzi. The towers are so close to each other in life now.
I have no idea how Paparazzi regained this much mana, but now, yeah, Cloak to counter the Veil, and we've seen some cool item builds here. Miracle enough for 2 spells right now, not even enough for the coil unless he salves, or sorry, he sticks. And right now, the waves...
Or Paparazzi, Miracle
nice
able to dodge the rift, but Miracle's still in trouble. The Dream Call's going to trigger on him. He has to actually send it back towards Paparazzi, but with no creep wave, he just calls it. He understands he doesn't have the positioning. The kill belongs to him, and Paparazzi will take the 1v1 tournament here at DAC 2017.
That was actually quite the riveting comeback. After being down first blood, he still comes back to beat Miracle. Wow.
Never give up, never surrender.
What a guy.
This is why we don't have a concede button in Dota 2. Like.